Welcome to the Pre-Snap Podcast presented by LineStar, your top 5 NFL player prop bets for Week 9. Alongside Tyler Wiemann, I am Shannon Sommerville. Tyler, last week on the show, a perfect 5-0 on our picks. No big deal, which means today we get to set off the money gun ahead of our picks for today. So let's set it off and celebrate last week's perfect show. There we go. Fire it off. Because we were a perfect 5-0. One randomly selected commenter wins $100. Basically, we're a show that puts our money where our mouth is. And so if we win, we're just giving out the winnings to a randomly selected commenter. I have put all of the names and all of the commenters on a random wheel of names, and we're spinning it here live on the show. I have no idea who it's going to be. The excitement is killing me. Who is the winner? It's going to be the Jangle Z Clan. Again, the Jangle Z Clan. Congratulations, you are the winner of our prop bets contest. All you need to do is make sure you comment on this video, and then we will get in touch with you to help you claim your winnings. Congratulations. And if you want to be a winner, all you need to do for this show is like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment below. You're in it to win it. So hopefully we go 5-0 again and continue the streak here with our perfect picks, and one randomly selected commenter will take home the money. Our picks are available on Underdog, Sleeper, Chalkboard, Parlay Play. If you don't have those apps, download them. Use the promo code LineStar when you first download so you can get a nice hefty deposit match. Plus, you can also get one free month of the LineStar app, which is exactly the tool that we're using to help us find the best value in the prop market. The tool that we are using is the PropsAI tool. It is what helped us last week go a perfect 5-0. It is what's going to help us this week crush the prop game once again. All right, without further ado, let's get into Week 9 slate. We've got a bunch of great games on deck. Super excited about it. Even though I'm a Jets fan and, my game happened on Thursday and we're pretty much, done for the season regardless. Also a little bit of a bitter Yankees fan, but hey, nothing helps, I guess, the sadness of a loss than winning some money in some prop bets. So let's get after it. And let's start things off with Detroit Lions tight end Sam LaPorta over 40.5 receiving yards. Tyler, National Tight End Day was last week, but we think LaPorta is going to have a day here this week. LineStar's projection is 49.8 for his receiving yards total. He's been averaging 38.9 this year, but consider that last year LaPorta was averaging 52.3. So I think he could get back up there, especially considering going up against a Green Bay Packers defense that's 26th in pass defense DVOA versus the tight end position. Now, Green Bay is allowing nearly 60 receiving yards per game to the tight end, which is 6th most. So this is a nice spot for LaPorta. He actually went over in both games against Green Bay last year with 47 and 56 respectively. You also have to consider that he might get a little more volume. Remember, Jameson Williams is still out in this one with a suspension. He could even face further game suspension after some news about maybe a felony weapons charge. But either way, LaPorta in a nice spot here going up against Green Bay. What do you think about this line at 40.5?
Yeah, I think it's a little low. So you talked about Jameson Williams being gone last week, and Sam LaPorta had his season high in targets with 6. I expect that to be the same this year. He is the second passing option once again in this on this offense. So LaPorta is in a good spot to go over versus a team who offensively could push the pace and push the scoring a little bit. So I think it's a very interesting spot. Hopefully Jordan Love is playing because that just helps LaPorta also get over.
Did you see Jared Goff dressed up as Ricky Bobby and his girlfriend? And so I think, maybe Sam LaPorta is going to be the Cal Naughton to the Ricky Bobby this week. And get over that 40.5 receiving yards. All right, let's move along to the Indianapolis Colts and their quarterback, Joe Flacco, over 232.5 passing yards. Now, LineStar's projection is all the way at 274. The consensus projections around 245 for Flacco. I know he's only averaging 179 passing yards per game, but he's only played in 3 games, or he's gone over in one of those games. And he is going up against a pretty tough Minnesota Vikings defense. They do rank first in pass defense DVOA, but over the last 4 weeks, quarterbacks have really passed the ball on them. Let's take a look at some of the numbers here. Matthew Stafford had 279, Jared Goff 280, Aaron Rodgers had 244, and Jordan Love racked up 389 passing yards against against Minnesota. So I definitely think that Flacco's in a good situation. They just had the change at quarterback. It was a little shocking to even see Joe Flacco be named the starting quarterback, but it seems like from here on out, it's the Joe Flacco show. They want to win some games, and the best way to do that is to get Flacco involved, and he can unlock some of those wide receiving options. So I think this is a good play here for Flacco. What do you think?
Yeah, I think this line is just a little bit low. Flacco is definitely going to air it out. We know Minnesota can score, so Indy likely is going to have to throw. And Minnesota's 30th versus the QB on our team defense tool. Flacco, just a couple weeks ago versus Jacksonville, had 359 yards passing, and they're 26 versus the quarterback. So this is a great spot. Flacco has good weapons. They're going to air it out, and I like his weapons and him.
Yeah, definitely. And Colts 5.5 point underdogs in this one. So like the game script, they got to sling it. All right. Next up, we're going to do a little bit of a stack situation here. Because we are liking Flacco, we're also going to go to one of his wide receiving threats, and that is Michael Pittman, over 52.5 rush and receiving yards. Now, this is available on Underdog. I would take the receiving yards option, whatever that is. I guess as long as it's not too much over that line here. 52.5 rush and receiving yards, though, but LineStar's projection is 64.2. The consensus is 61, averaging just 44 receiving yards per game. However, it's Flacco that's back as quarterback. I think that changes the game a little bit when you have to evaluate the receiving yards lines for Pittman. He has had better receiving yards games with Flacco at quarterback, including that 113-yard game against Pittsburgh. When you look at Minnesota, they're 22nd in pass defense DVOA versus wide receiver one specifically. And I think we talked about the game script being that Colts 5.5 point underdogs. They're going to have to throw the ball here. I think he finds Michael Pittman and kind of unlocks the talent that we know is there with our wide receivers. This Anthony Richardson, wasn't able to get them the ball as much. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Pittman and Downs are both going to be great from here on out with Flacco. It's just a giant difference in their passing game. We've seen 2 weeks in a row now where Anthony Richardson would start out like 1 for 5, 1 for 6. I think it was worse even last year where he's like, or this last week where he's like 1 for 8 or 9 before, putting together a couple completions. And that's just not going to be the case with Flacco. He's on target. It's a great matchup. Minnesota 27th on our team defense tool, and Pittman is the main guy. I like him. I like Downs. I like this passing environment for this game, and we're rolling with it.
Yeah, that definitely makes me happy as an owner of Michael Pittman on fantasy football. And I decided to, he's on the Cooper Troopers, and we've had him on the bench for quite a while. And I was like, I can't quite, because they were kind of going back a little bit with Joe Flacco, and I saw the potential. So I'm glad I kind of stuck with him. Hopefully he comes through for us here in week 9. All right, those are our top 3 picks, but now it is time for Tyler and I to give our favorite picks in the prop bet market for week 9 in NFL action. What you rolling with?
I'm going to stay with that Sunday night game. I like the activity that we are going to see in there, and that is Aaron Jones over 20.5 receiving yards. LineStar projections 23.3. Consensus is 29.1. He's been over in 6 of 7 this year, averaging 32 a game. And Indy is allowing 36.5 per game. With Flacco at the QB, there's going to be some offense in this game, and I think Aaron Jones is a lock in that receiving department to go over this. He does it game in and game out, regardless of game script. So I like Jones receiving.
Tyler, I don't know if you know this, but this is a big weekend in college football. It is the world's largest outdoor cocktail party, otherwise known as the Georgia-Florida college football game. So this is a big rivalry for my Georgia Bulldogs, and I know that they're heavy favorites in this one, but I'm still nervous about my dogs. But you know what? I think they're going to pull through, so I had to go with the Georgia Bulldogs just in honor of the momentous occasion here. We're going Chargers wide receiver Ladd McConkey, the former Georgia Bulldog, over 50.5 receiving yards. The consensus projection here for McConkey is 59. McConkey's averaging 53.7 receiving yards per game. And while he's only been over in 2 of 7 games, I feel like he's been getting better every week, establishing better chemistry with Justin Herbert and going up against a Cleveland defense that's good. However, they do rank 31st in yards allowed per reception, which is something that surprised me when I was looking up the stats today. Also, Cleveland they could be without their top defenders. Jeremy Owozu-Koromoa could be out in this one. Denzel Ward likely out as well. And when you look at the Browns and how they play defense, they play man coverage at a top 5 rate, and they actually rank in the bottom 10 in yards allowed per coverage target and yards allowed per reception. When you look at the skill set of McConkey, he ranks second in PFF receiving yards grade and third in yards per route run when facing man coverage. He also does so with an elite 31.1% target rate. I just feel like each week we're seeing him kind of unlocked a little bit more, and I think we're going to see him go over this total of 50.5 receiving yards. Got to go with my Georgia Bulldog for my pick here. What do you think, Tyler?
Ladidi McConkey.
He's awesome.
How'd they say it from that? And Khalil Mack was on the sidelines last week, cheering him on, saying that kind of stuff. Hilarious.
It's pronounced Lad McConkey.
Yes,
and
it's fun to make.
Ladidi.
Fun to use the different ways.
And so those are our top 5 picks. We're going to throw them all together on an entry. And if we win our entry, we're giving it to a randomly selected commenter, just like we did today. It feels good to have the money gun back out again in full force. Again, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below. Let us know your locks for this week in the prop bet market. Please let us know. We're all trying to help each other out and beat the books. The purpose of this show is to keep you guys informed about the different edges that we're seeing and talk to you about what LineStar's projections are seeing out there. But we also want to hear from you guys as well. And let us know what you think of our picks. If you love them, if you hate them, if you think we're crazy, we want to hear from you guys in the comments. But good luck out there in week 9. We hope you guys win some money. Good luck. We will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed last week's winnings. Let's run it back. Good luck. Let's go.